Hello everyone, and welcome to Kareniya's room. So, I hope you enjoyed the recent video I just did for my spring What Will I Be Watching, and hopefully you guys enjoy it, that it's a little shorter than the previous ones have been. And if you do think so, excellent. But because I didn't do a winter video, mostly because I was stuck working on a best of 2023 video, which I wanted to do more than a seasonal video, and I'm glad you guys enjoy that one. So, in essence, to make this up for you, I'm going to be doing a tier list of the shows that I watched for winter and give you my opinions on it. So we have it starting, of course, from the very top, which is everything that's pretty based, everything I loved, to everything that's bad, and stuff that I just didn't watch or just gave maybe an episode and didn't really care for. There is a lot to go through here, so what I'm going to do for you guys, for the sake of brevity, is I am going to move everything that I did not watch, because it may have been a sequel or whatever, and I'm going to move it into the category, and then we're going to start the recording from there once I'm done. Sound good? Excellent. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, and we are done. So here's everything that is in the skip category. This is mostly just either things I didn't really care to watch, in some of these cases with some of these like little random shows I've never heard of. Some of these are sequels, like, of course, Mashal, Great Pretender, where is it, Sinduality Noir, etc. And then some I just didn't really care for, like Ishura, I never saw. This one I didn't. This one I just didn't see, but it's the Onsen one that I heard about, and we'll get to that eventually. But nonetheless, this is everything else we have to play with, and we still have a ton of shows. So without wasting your time, let's jump into this. I won't talk about too much because obviously we have a lot to go through. So, Cherry Magic. Nothing special. It's not for me. It's yaoi. It's an interesting idea, but once again, I'm not the target audience for this, so I'd feel kind of unfair to completely malign this. If you're into yaoi, maybe it'll be for you. Otherwise, I don't know. Villainous level 99, I'll put in here as well. Yeah, I'll put it in there. It was okay at first. I mean, it was interesting. The title of itself is, is that she's kind of doing all of her work in the shadows, and the first episode, you basically don't even see her at all until maybe like the ending of the first episode. It's thematic, I guess. But yeah, you can watch it if you want. It may be good for you. I don't know. By the way, I'm rating this after I've watched, or after the season is over. As you can see, I have all these stuff up here which I haven't watched yet. These are new shows for the spring season, so this is after the season has ended. This is going up here. I gave this a 10. If you want to know why, watch any other video where I've mentioned Dangerous in My Heart, and you'll know why. Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic? I say it's pretty good. It goes right up in here. It's a great mixture of humor, great fun and action, really enjoyable characters, and I had a great time with The Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic. If you're going to watch anything that's like isekai in this kind of season here, definitely give this one a watch. Hokkaido Gals are super adorable. I think it is nice, but it is nothing that breaks the mold. It's kind of cute, but nothing else really interesting about it. Originally, this next one I was going to rate a little bit lower, but Delicious in Dungeon, as I mentioned in my video, for my spring video, I love this. This is a fantastic show. I'm currently caught up with the most recent episode, and we're currently into the second cour, and it's a lot of great fun, a lot of great characters, the art is really nice, and it just makes your mouth water every time you watch this show. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go look up Delicious in Dungeon, or Dungeon Meshi if you prefer. It is good. Dr. Elise, I gave it one episode. I'm not going to say it's bad. I'm just going to say it's nothing special. Delusional Monthly Magazine is bad, though. Looks like kind of crap. It's kind of annoying. I gave it one episode and I just didn't care for it. So do not watch it, in my personal opinion. 'Tis Time for Torture Princess. I don't think I'm going to put it in based, but it's going in very good. I had a lot of fun with this one. It's a princess. She's going to be tortured by the demons who are capturing her. but it's kind of a gag manga, so it's not exactly serious at all. All the tortures are like, oh, you gotta resist petting this cute polar bear, or you gotta resist eating this tasty food and stuff. And I'm so happy this is getting a season 2, because I've seen every episode of this show every week, and it was just an absolute treat to watch. I definitely recommend this one. At least give it a shot, in my opinion, because I think it's a quite underrated show for this season. Fluffy Paradise. It's gonna hate. I'm just gonna hurt me to do this. I'm gonna put this here. I'm gonna put this above here. I don't think it's like the worst thing ever, but no. I feel unfair doing that. I'm gonna move it right here. It's a gimmick that, yes, it's a cute little girl who is petting fluffy animals and all sorts of other animals, but I think the gimmick kind of wears off pretty quickly, and it's just like, okay. And then there's just some backstage politics stuff I just don't really care about. You can watch it if you like. I know some people like it. I can't really care for it. One thing I will put in bad, though, Tales of Wedding Rings. I gave it an episode, and I didn't care for it. I tried to give it 2 episodes, but the second episode, I just dropped it halfway, and I just didn't care. It's kind of an ecchi show, and it's a whole thing about wedding rings to make him the most powerful guy in the world, blah, 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 blah. Whatever. I don't really care for it. Ecchi's not going to save it. It's going to at least go above Delusional Monthly Magazine. Mr. Villain's Day Off, I'll put in the nice category as well, just above Hokkaido Gals. There we go. Just a simple, it's if you want a kind of an idea of what this is like, it's like Too Cute Crisis in a similar sense, if you've ever heard of that, which is an alien from another place comes down to Earth and enjoys the niceties of Earth. I mean, the plots are a bit different here, but it's kind of a similar premise. It's very slice of life, not very high stakes anything, and it's kind of just turn your brain off entertainment. It's fun, though. Seventh Time Loop. Now this one is interesting. I'm going to put it in the nice category. I'm going to put it above Hokkaido Gals. And yeah, originally I would have put it up here, but kind of halfway through, it kind of dropped off a little bit for me. But overall, it's not a bad show. I mean, it's definitely a decent enough fantasy show. And it's got a good voice cast. I like the art style of it and everything. But story is not too compelling for me, I guess. Because, like, apart from our main characters, Riche, who's the princess, and Arnold Hine, who is the crown prince of the kingdom, a lot of the side characters just are kind of irrelevant to me, even though I know they make sense thematically. I just didn't care for them. Another one in the based category. Now, this is, I mentioned in my video, this was a very lewd and honestly kind of degenerate show, but I was amazed every time I was watching what was going on. It is crazy, the kind of stuff that you see in the show. And you kind of wonder how this would even air on TV. I know there's like late time slots they air some of this stuff on, but some of the content on here is pretty crazy. And when it came onto High Dive, like, sometimes High Dive would get shows and they would have the censored version and whatnot. I don't know what they were doing this season around, but this one, and I think a little bit of Chain Soldier, which will come up here in a minute, they're just like, fuck it, have some nipples. Have some pretty basic, like, almost hardcore ecchi. It's crazy, bro. But very endearing characters to some degree. If the ecchi is what you like, I mean, maybe you'll like it for that. But it's just overall goofy, silly, ecchi fun, and I can't really hate it because it says what it says. What I need to speak better. It is what it says on the tin, and if you're not expecting anything else, then that's kind of on you. You should see what's on the poster, watch the trailers, and you'll know exactly what you're to expect. Witch and the Beast. I'm going to give this a nothing special. I gave it 1 episode and I didn't care for it. Now, I don't know if this is a controversial take, right? Because there are some people who said that they did like it, but I didn't really care for it too much. I'm going to be honest with you. Chain Soldier. I'm going to give this a caveat here. I'm putting the idea of the show in nice, As for the anime, though, I am definitely going to say I dropped the anime after about 4 episodes, but I'm switching over to the manga. So, because I've heard the manga is a lot better, and we will see about that. So, in here, the idea of it is nice. For the anime, though, I'm going to say it's down here. So, to get a kind of balance, I'm going to put it at the bottom of nice. Metallic Rouge, I will also put here in nothing special. I know some people like this. I just don't really care for it. I gave it maybe 2 or 3 episodes, and it looks good. And I like that we're getting a lot more anime originals, but didn't gel with me personally. Not any hate to the studio. I think it's Bones that made it, but just I didn't really jive with it. Demon Prince of Momochi House, I believe is the name of this one. Yeah, it's going here. This is still like the worst, but like I gave this an episode. I didn't like it at all. It doesn't look good. It doesn't like, I don't know. I didn't jive with any of the characters, and I don't really care about this. That's all I'm really gonna say. The Unwanted Undead Adventurer is actually going to go here in the pretty good category. I enjoyed watching this one. It's about a man who dies in a dungeon, and then he is slowly resurrecting himself, starting from a skeleton and going onwards, and until the end of the season he becomes kind of like a vampire, which is very interesting kind of behavior. It's kind of interesting action, and I dig the concept. I would wonder if they're going to do a second season. I doubt it, though, because I didn't hear too much about this show. But if they did make a second season, I would be all over it. I definitely recommend giving it a shot. It's a great fantasy. But if not, then it's whatever. Initially, this one was going to be like kind of hovering around here when I first started watching it. But after the end of the season, and especially like when we started from episode 6 and onwards, there it goes. Solo Leveling is actually pretty good. It looks good. It sounds good. The action is really cool. I've always heard this, that people always say the manhwa is like very artistically great, even if the story may not be whatever. I don't really care about that. I mean, yeah, the story, I don't really pay attention too much to it. I'm mostly just watching the action and enjoying what I'm seeing in front of me. It's kind of just like that for me. And this is getting a season 2. So that's awesome. We'll get more of this. And if you like Solo Leveling, definitely let me know. Foolish Angel Dances with the Devil. I gave this a few episodes, but I kind of dropped it afterwards. It's going to go under Metallic Rouge. It is what it is. I don't really care for it. Pon no Michi, or The Way of Pon, I believe is the title of it in English. I'm also going to put this in the nothing special. I gave it an episode, and it's just kind of whatever. Don't really care for it too much. It's just 5 girls who are in a house and they play games, one of which is including Mahjong, which is what the title is basically alluding to, from what I've been told. I don't play Mahjong. You know, I'm not a 50-year-old man, so it is what it is. Weakest Tamer has learned to pick up trash or something. Like, that's kind of the title, right? I thought it was nice, but I don't know. I didn't watch more than 1 episode just because, I don't know. I thought the first episode was nice, but I just didn't really continue on with it. But I can't say it's nothing special because it was a really nice first episode, which I know is a weird metric. I'm going to put it under here, because I at least gave Chain Soldier like 4 episodes. Sasuke and Peeps, I dropped this one as well after about 3 episodes, but I would say it was interesting for the first 3 episodes. It was. So it's going to go in a low nice. I can't really say much more than that. It's just a weird mix of like supernatural and going to different worlds and doing all sorts of crazy things. But I kind of lost interest a little bit. But it was still like the first episode and whatnot was actually pretty good. Sengoku Yoko, I gave it 2 episodes, didn't really care much. If you like it, good on you. For me, don't really care for it. Snack Basu. Don't really care for this one. It's not my kind of humor. I mean, maybe some people would like it. For me, there's nothing in it that really stood out to me as to continue watching it. The art is very weird, and it's got like a lot of humor that, I don't know, I don't really jive with necessarily. I'm sure there's a fan base for this kind of thing, but that doesn't include me. Then we also have this one right here, which is my instant death ability is so overpowered, blah 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 blah. This long ass title. This one will also go in here. This will go right here. It is just very simple what it is on the tin. The guy has a power that he can look at you and even he can just think about it. And that you could just say, die, and you're dead. Like, I'm sure there's more to it than that, but I saw that and that's all I needed to see, if I'm being honest with you. It's nothing special, nothing good, but it's not the worst thing out there. There's still these two. This one, I actually didn't watch this one. I just forgot to put this one here. And then A Sign of Affection will go up here into the pretty good. Very nice romance between a deaf girl and a very adventurous man who likes to travel the world. And they get together and they're going to have a dream of traveling the world together. It's very sweet. We have natural, like, love, kind of jealousy and romance and all sorts of stuff in this show. And while I will say I'm not too big on the character designs in a sense of, like, a lot of them have these very full lips, right? Maybe that's just a stylistic choice I'm not too fond of, but it is what it is. I know some people don't mind it at all, and it's not like anything's going to drag the show down. But I definitely say it is still a good show. Like, regardless, it's one of the best romance shows of the season, and judging by where I placed it, it is the second best romance of the season, just behind Dangers in My Heart. But other than that, that is everything that's on this list here. You can take a quick look to see what is in the skipped category, because again, a lot of these are either ones I just didn't watch because there are multiple seasons of it that I haven't gotten around to, or there's a couple that I just didn't care about. But let's do a quick rundown in this video. In the bad category, we have Tales of Wedding Rings, Snack Basu, My Instant Death Ability, Demon Prince of Momochi House, and Delusional Monthly Magazine. And this is in order by what I think is the worst and best, by the way, in each category. In the Nothing Special, we have Cherry Magic. We have Metallic Rouge, The Foolish Angel Dances with the Devil, Villainess Level 99, Fluffy Paradise, Dr. Lee's, The Witch and the Beast, Sengoku Yoko, and Pon no Michi, or The Way of Pon. In the nice category, we have Mr. Villain's Day Off, Seventh Time Loop, Hokkaido Gals, Chain Soldier, The Weakest Tamer is going to pick up trash. I never remember the name of this title, by the way, and Sasaki and Peeps. In the pretty good, we have The Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic, 'Tis Time for Torture Princess, A Sign of Affection, and The Unwanted Undead Adventurer. And finally, in the based category, we have Gushing Over Magical Girls, Solo Leveling, Delicious in Dungeon, and The Dangers in My Heart Season 2. Excellent. Now, if there is anything that you would like to agree or disagree with on my list, feel free to do so, because these things are up to interpretation and you can take them as you will. Other than that, tell me what else would you like to see on this channel, because I'm not sure what else to put out besides my What Will I Be Watchings and the occasional other videos related to other stuff like this. And if you disagree with anything, please be respectful in the comments. I don't want you to be a dick, all right? We all have our tastes and opinions, and I'm willing to happily talk to you about all the opinions I have here, but just don't be a dick about it. And I won't be a dick to you. Anyways, though, that's it for me. My name is Kareniya, and don't forget, you're always welcome in Kareniya's room. Have a good day.